What you're looking at right here is what's going to be a lesson in how to change the size of an image without distorting it. So as you can tell, these are two different files. They're actually named the same, of an image of a Gucci sweater with a butterfly. The one on the right is the provided image, and the one on the left is an image that has been resized incorrectly. So you can tell the difference right off the bat. You should be able to see that something is desperately wrong with the one on the left. It has been squished, it has been distorted. So I just want to go back and show you how to do this properly. I'm going to go over here on this file, the original file. I'm going to go to tabs so that you can see just that one. And what we do right away is we go to Command Option I, excuse me. And this has already been made into 300 pixels per inch. Resampling is off, so that's good to go, except that we don't need this image to be this big for our little tiny one-page sweater layout. So what you do, only once it's already at 300, is you click Resample, and you make sure, most important, it's all about this bracket here. It's a chain link with the bracket to the left of width and height, and what that does is it constrains the image to be proportionate. In other words, we only change one of the dimensions, and the other dimension will snap into the proportionate size. In other words, let's make this height 3 inches and watch what happens. The width becomes 2 inches, right? So if we did a Command Z on that and we changed, and the width would become 3 inches, the height would become 4.5 inches, because it's holding the proportion of this image, this rectangle, exactly proportionate, and that's what you want to do. So I'm going to Command Z that and change the height to 3, because I think that's kind of where we're at with this layout, and I'm going to say OK. I'm going to save it as, so that I don't give this to students it's the wrong size. I'm going to put 300 on the name. I'm just going to stick it as a test in here for you. Remember, I always make folders so that I can always find things, and I'm going to close out of Photoshop now. So on this student's file, there is their image, and it is placed into an image box. And when I clicked on it with the white arrow tool, it said 60%, 60%. That's what told me that the distortion that I'm seeing, which I can visually see, is actually coming from Photoshop. The actual prepped image was incorrect. So now I can go to Command D, and I have to find it now, of course. Where did I put it? I think it's here. And it's plopped right into the box, and notice how much better it looks, and we can still scale it how we wish. And at this point, because this constraint is on, you want all those proportion constraints on. Oops, I'm doing the wrong one. Did you see what I just did? I was in the black arrow tool, not the white arrow tool. So when you want to always scale the image within its box with when you see the hand cursor. So here we go. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but in other words, that's really important that you don't distort it in Photoshop. It's not good also to distort it here in this layout. These are all distorted in Photoshop because I'm looking up here and they're not scaled incorrectly. They're scaled properly, but the actual Photoshop images of all of these are distorted and therefore no good. I'm going to do one more thing on this layout. So I'm seeing that there's stacked text boxes. So there's no reason for that. There's an easy way to fix it, and that is you can just simply copy with your T tool the text you've created, copy it, Command C, put your cursor into that box, and paste. And it's right there. Okay? That's how you would fix that. And the other thing is, never put, I'm making it a rule, but in this kind of situation, you don't want to put a stroke around type boxes. It makes it incredibly difficult to read until I show you how to inset the type properly. So if I go to W, it's pretty hard to read. It's kind of crashing into each side here. So it would be much better for this layout if it has no stroke, pretty easy to fix, and that's that. Some of these are also could be, these alignments are not exactly perfect, so just move your box over. But again, this is because there's two boxes. So don't do two boxes, and then also look at the quick tip video I've got where I'll do it again, where let's say we select all four of those boxes and we simply go up to the top here and we take the height down to a little bit, we're just making it a little bit less high. We can do the same thing here. And you want to do it on every single row of those boxes. And we're in better shape, okay? But the most important thing is do not distort your images in Photoshop or in InDesign.